Alrighty, 6th grade mathematicians, here we are. We are going to be doing a surface area of a triangular prism. So, had I known that I was going to be in this beautiful white walled room, I would have worn a different color so I wasn't so blended. So, I'm just going to roll with it. But anyways, we are going to be doing surface area of a triangular prism. You have already learned how to do a rectangular prism. So, the one thing we need to remember is when we're talking about triangles, remember that it is half of that of a parallelogram and or a rectangle. So keep that in mind as we work through area. Again, surface area, we're talking about the outside, okay? Again, wrapping a present. So we're wrapping something with a triangular base, possibly like a pitching mound that comes down, not a circular one, but some of them that just come down as a triangular prism. So thinking about that, that is a thought. Again, maybe wrapping something that Mrs. Horner would wrap and not make a mistake about getting the surface area that Mr. Horner would, because he's terrible at wrapping presents. So surface area, everything to make it covered on the outside. So book needs to be open to 774. We're going to get started right away. Here we go. Let Mrs. Horner get set up. And we're going to take a look at the surface area of a triangular prism. Notice when you open it up, you have nets. Okay, your net actually shows that you have two triangles. Okay, you also notice that you have three different faces, two which are probably going to be the same size. Some might even have three that are the same size, depending on the actual shape of your triangular prism. So we're going to walk through these. We're going to take a look at them. Some even might have all three of them different. Okay, so meaning all three of these would be different. But our triangles are always going to be the same. Okay, again, we're trying to wrap this up in a present. Okay, it'd be a terrible job to do, but we're going to try to wrap it up. So a triangular prism is a prism that has a triangular base. Okay, when the bases are equilateral, the areas of the three rectangle faces are equal. You can use the net to find the surface area of a triangular prism. All right, let's take a look at this example right here. Number 1. Okay, it says we're going to find the area of this. Now, here's what I like to do when I do these types of problems. We're going to actually draw out the net. Notice the net is here. I actually like to draw them out individually. I notice that I have one triangle here and I have another triangle here. So therefore I have two triangles. Literally draw out two triangles. Okay? It's kind of hard for us to visualize the net opening, but we know that we have two triangles. Next, or first, then let's go ahead and write down those dimensions. Okay? And we know that the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 times base times my height. Okay, so I notice that my base is 1. Okay, it's right here. It is 1. And that my height is labeled as 0. See this line right here? It is labeled as 0.8. So really, I have 0.5, because I'm just going to use this one, just because, times 0.8 times 1. And this would be the exact same because it's the back side, 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.8 times 1. Okay? And when we do that, you're going to notice on this one, you're going to get 0.45 and then 0.45, and we're talking centimeters. So that this area and that area of that triangle is 0.45. Then we see that we have some rectangles. And I'm going to kind of clear this. And I usually kind of use like a lighter pencil shade mark and then a darker one. But now let's take a look at this one right here. Okay. So I noticed that right here, this is showing me that I have, oh, look at the light goes off too. Isn't that fun? I have three rectangular bases. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This one is 2 by, and then let's take a look at this side, which is the same as this because it's equilateral. So that gives me length times width, which is 2 times 1, which is 2. And it's going to be the same on this side. It is going to be 2 and 1, so length times width 2 times 1, which is 2, and then it's going to be the same on this side because it is an equilateral triangle. Length times width is 2 times 1, which is 2. So now we're going to add up the totals. We're going to add up 0.45, 0.45, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, which gives us 6.8 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's what that looks like, but let's practice. So here we go. An equilateral triangle. Again, remember equilateral means every side is the same length. It only works with equilateral triangles. You're going to see that in other ones it doesn't work, but in this situation right here, it is an equilateral triangle. Notice that side is 6, this side is 6, this side is 6. Therefore, all three of my rectangles are going to be the same. So I know that I'm going to have 2 triangles, and I'm going to have 3 equilateral, again, they're not perfect, rectangles. All right, so we know that area equals base times height divided by 2, or 0.5 times 2, whatever you choose to do. So I'm going to do base, and notice my height is my 90-degree angle. It is located on the back side, which is fine, okay? That is totally fine for you to do that. So we're going to take area equals my base, which is 6, times my height, which is 5.2, and we're going to divide that by 2. And when you do that, you are going to get an area of 150, oops, hang on. You're going to get, let's just make sure I'm doing this right. So 6, sorry, I feel like I did my math wrong. 6 times 5.2 divided by 2. Oh, I did it right. Yeah, you're going to get 15.6. Okay, so this is going to be 15.6, and this is going to be 15.6. Okay? The next one, I know that all these rectangles are going to be the same. So I'm going to kind of erase this, and I'm just going to take a look at one rectangle because it's an equilateral triangle. Okay, length times width. So 7 is located on this side and 6, which means all of these are going to be 42. So I could just take 42 times 3 to get my total of all of my, where that moved, of all of my rectangles. And 42 times 3 is 126. So am I finished? No. I have to take the area of my rectangles plus the area of my 2 triangles, which is going to give me 126 plus 15.6 plus 15.6, which gives you a grand total of 107.2 centimeters squared. Okay? Again, if you're finding the total area, the surface area. Okay, go to the next page. So now, here's what happens. This is why we drew the rectangles. This is why we drew the triangles. Because not all of them are going to be equilateral, meaning our triangles are not going to be equilateral. Take a look at this. Notice that this side is 8 and this side is 5. Therefore, it is not going to be an equilateral triangle, which means we have to break these down, which means every single one of our rectangles is probably going to be different, or 2 of them might be the same. So drawing them out helps you see what triangle it is and your rectangles. So let's take a look at this first one. Okay, so let's do the triangles first. Notice that my triangle has this nice right degree angle. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to draw 2 90-degree right angles that look very similar, that are congruent, very similar to what we have here. So again, we know that the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. I'm just going to write that up there because I don't have a lot of room on this workspace. So my base is 7, and my height, again, has to be that 90-degree angle. So I have to look down here, and I notice that this one is labeled, so therefore that is 5.7. Do not think that it is 7. That is the diagonal. It has to be perpendicular from your base. Okay? And we're going to divide that by 2, and we know that we have 2 of those. So you know that you're going to take 7 times 5.7 and then divide it by 2, or multiply it by 0 and 1/2. And so when you get that, you are going to get 20, you're going to get an area for your triangles of 22.5 0.8, because you're going to take 5.7, I'm just going to double check my math, 5.7 times 4 times 0.5 or divided by 2. Oh, and you get 11, sorry, you get 11, I added them together, 11.4 and 11.4, which gives me a total for my triangles of 22.8, and then we're going to add my rectangles because we're going to have a whole bunch of rectangles. Okay, so there's my triangles. Now let's do the rectangles. I'm going to do a different color. Let's do this big rectangle first because that looks like a super big one. So I'm going to use maybe a different color. I'm going to kind of erase this so we can see. So I have one really big rectangle, okay, which means length times width. So I have a length of 8.6 plus a width of 5.7. Okay, and when you take 5.7 times 8.6, you're going to get 49.02. So we're going to add 49.02 to this as well. Okay, so stay with me. We got that one side. Now I'm going to use a different color, and I'm going to do this rectangle down here. Notice it's a little bit smaller in the width, but the length is still 8.6 because it's on this side. You have to look at where the dimension is at. Here it's located at 4. So when you take 8.6 times 4, you get 34.4, which means we're then going to add 34.4. Okay? And then we have one other one. What if I have a green? There we go. That's what I need. Okay. Now we have one other one that's going to be right here. Okay. Notice I have one side labeled 7. And then this side, even though it's not labeled, is parallel, okay, to this side, which means I have a nice big one that is 7 by 8.6. And when I multiply 7 times 8.6, I get 60.2, which means now I'm going to add 60.2. And I add all of those up, and I get a grand total of 166.42 meters squared. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop the video here. We're going to go in and do some more practice on the other page in video 2. You are not to skip video 2. You are going to do videos 1 and 2 because this is a lot of work. It's going to take some time, and you're going to have to be extremely patient while you're working through this, labeling and making these nets as we work through them. Okay. So get yourself ready for video 2.